Hello everyone, welcome to Conjunctions in Astrology. We're looking at Mars in conjunction with Saturn in your chart. What a powerful yoga this is. Let's see how it's going to be for you. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. And if the video is good for you, give it a thumbs up. Let's begin. First of all, what is a conjunction in Vedic astrology? You may think you have a conjunction of Mars and Saturn in your chart, but you may not have. A conjunction in the ancient Vedic system is about planets being in the same sign together, because a sign equals a house. So, if two or more planets are in the same sign, no matter how far apart they are by degree, they are in conjunction. But if one planet is 29 degrees of one sign, let's say, and the other planet at 0 of the next sign, that's not a conjunction, even though they are only 1 degree apart in space, because they are in different signs, therefore different houses, with a completely different lord. Another point to consider is the nakshatra. If planets are in a different nakshatra but in the same sign, are they still forming conjunction? Most definitely they are, because the nakshatra just gives them an internal experience, but they're still in the same sign, they're still sharing the experience of that house, and they are still in a conjunction. So if you have Mars and Saturn together in the same sidereal sign, you have a conjunction of these two planets. It's known as Yama Yoga, and it gives a big struggle in some areas of your life, but at the same time, many victories are possible. So let's have a look first of all at the energies involved. And who then is Mars? Mars is known as Mongol in the Vedic system. He's associated also with Kartikeya, the general of the army of the gods. He's a fighter for justice, for the righteous cause, and he is particularly concerned with the protection of the family and of the weak. Mars is the son of Bhumi, Mother Earth, and he is actually given complete control over Bhuloka, this earthly plane. He represents stamina, energy, willpower, courage to carry on action in our life, and without him we can accomplish virtually nothing. He is the karaka for property, home, land, brother, sporting activities, computing, and mathematics. But when Mars is deeply afflicted, there can be violence, anger, unrestrained energy, and Mars must definitely be controlled in our chart for best effect. And who is Saturn? Saturn, known as Shani in the Vedic system, is the most powerful of all the grahas. He has the power to bring back to us the results of our past life karma. Primarily, these are the papa or sinful karmas. He is here to make sure that we receive the exact punishment due to us for our past deeds. So therefore, he can be much feared. But in truth, if he did not do this, we would have to go to much more fearful places. So it's good that we can work through these karmas in this lifetime. Shani therefore brings limitations, delays, obstructions, retributions of all sorts, sorrow, loss, and all fated factors. But please remember that Saturn also gives rewards. He rewards endurance, hard work, honesty, patience, and self-control. So when we show these consistently, he can give many blessings, and the blessings which Saturn gives are those which endure and are worth having. So what happens when the dire enemies, Mars and Saturn, are together in your chart? This is known as a Yama Yoga, but also a struggle yoga. You can see it's going to be a struggle because they are so inimical to each other. It's a Yama Yoga because it's containing very difficult karmas that urgently need correction in this lifetime. But don't be put off by this. There are also many blessings available with this conjunction. But let's explore a little bit about the karmic backlog. First of all, the karmas are coming from past life misuse of Mars energy. You see, Shani is here to punish Mars. Wherever Shani is, he is punishing, as I've told you. He is bringing back the past life karmas. So whatever planet is with Shani, that's where the karmas are. So Mars connects us to our aggression, violence, dominance, egoism, and generally to warlike tendencies. So past life, there was some misuse of this Martian energy, some difficult, even dangerous karmas connected, and how you use Mars energy in this life is being thoroughly tested and monitored by Lord Shani. So how does this manifest in life? Well, first of all, there can be a general feeling of just driving a car with the clutch down. As you go through life, you feel as though you just can't get into gear with things. You can't get things moving as you would like them to. And then very often when you do get things moving in your life, you seem to have to face endless challenges, roadblocks, obstacles, or suddenly like a brick wall appears in front of you and you have to devise a strategy to deal with the situation. It doesn't make for a smooth ride in life. You see, as I've spoken about, you're actually bringing back those past life karmas of fighting Mars, of attacking everything, of being that virtual warrior in some situation, whatever it was, those past karmas for you. So you actually bring a fearlessness, I've seen, with you with this Mars Saturn. It can be an incredibly brave aspect. Many sporting people, people in the armed forces, etc., fighters in life, have this Mars Saturn. There is literally no fear of death. Of course, a house in your chart where you have this Mars Saturn can actually feel a little bit like a battlefield. That's the other side of it. But as I say, there are many blessings, and this is the most important thing. Shani is hard work and Mars is energy. So this conjunction, you work in the most incredibly focused way. When you decide what you're going to do, you go for it. You're actually going at it 24/7 or more than 24/7. A tremendous focus and discipline can be there when you have a task at hand, depending, of course, on the sign and other aspects. The combination of Mars and Saturn can benefit many careers, particularly connected to landed property ruled by Mars. So construction, engineering, all of these things are definitely favored here. And anything where you have to have a strategy, a plan, and even research work is generally good because Mars Saturn gives you that ability to work alone and get the job done. As far as career is concerned, if Mars or Saturn rule your 10th house or are in the 10th house, though, there will be many ups and downs, many starts and then stops in your career progress, but in the end you will get there. So why then is this called a struggle yoga? Because the struggle of the energy Mars, of the impulse, of the desire nature is being constrained by Saturn. So this is how it can be a very difficult factor in your life. Basically, anything which is impulsive, sudden, where you suddenly decide to just move ahead and do things on impulse without thinking can go dreadfully wrong. And this is where you have to contain the energy. You see, Saturn is containing your desire nature here. He's making you think twice before you do everything. And unless you do that, you can get yourself into some very sticky places. Mars Saturn can create doubt in your mind. You know what you want, but you can't quite believe in yourself. This can be another factor. That's why it's such a difficult combination in your 20s. Before Mars matures at age 28 and Saturn matures at age 36, 20s can be a real struggle for both men and women with this Mars Saturn. Many false starts, many difficulties and challenges. But to some extent, the Mars energy, so contained and restrained, if you like, is going to be a factor all of your life, causing a great deal of frustration in many circumstances. There are two ways that people can deal with this. First of all, you can become angry time to time, lashing out, frustrated, impulsive, just not able to get what you want in life, makes you not very easy to be with, basically. But if you just learn to slow down, to not be so impulsive and fast, if you avoid the anger more than anything, there is a most tremendous power here, which, as I say, this concentrated energy can get you enormous success. So how to bring out the best in this conjunction? This is the thing. You need to get in touch with your subconscious desires, with your anger, which can be hidden. Why is so much hidden here? Because Shani is a natural karaka for the 8th and the 12th house, where things are hidden. Secret, subconscious mind is predominant. So you need to get in touch with what these angers are, because many times you just don't know why you are feeling so irritated. Shani Mars also affects relationships because it can make it difficult for you to express your real feeling. You can have built up antagonisms and anger, and you can have seething moments of not wanting to say what you really feel to your partner. And it can be very destructive to relationships, particularly if it aspects or is in any way connected to the 7th house of your chart. So this definitely needs to be controlled. How do you control Mars, Shani? How do you make this work for you? First of all, meditation can definitely help. Just a few moments of quieting your mind every day is essential with Mars Saturn, because this will help to bring up some of these hidden aspects from your subconscious mind. You can release them when you quiet your mind and gain more understanding of where these angers and frustrations are actually coming from in your life. In addition, physical exercise can be very good for this Mars Saturn energy, whether it's hatha yoga, going to the gym, or whatever it is. It helps also to release some of the more toxic elements of this conjunction. At a deeper level, of course, it's very important to have some spiritual factors in place. I will give remedies at the end of the video, but the most important thing everybody can do, has this Mars Saturn, is learn to slow down. Take things a little more slowly in life and you'll be far better off. You see, Mars Saturn is often linked to accidents and mishaps. Why? Because what will that do? That will literally slow you down, right? So try to do it of your own accord to begin with. In addition, there can be health problems with this Mars Saturn connected to your joints, to your bones, and even to your teeth. And very importantly, there can be blood disorders. So make sure that you have blood checks regularly. That can be helpful. Let's look at the sign position, because this changes quite a lot in this analysis. Now, check on my channel. I already have the karmas of Saturn in every sign and the karmas of Mars in every sign. I will link those videos below and at the end. If you have Saturn and Mars in the fire signs, that means in Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, this is where Mars is super strong. Mars likes to be in all of these fire signs. He's a fighter. He's going for the jugular, if you like. He knows what he wants and he's out to get it. He also has a great deal of spiritual wisdom, and indeed he can be a very righteous warrior in all of these signs, fighting for the good cause in life. He's strong, definitely, but Saturn is not strong. Saturn is not really at ease in any of these signs, particularly in Aries and Leo. So the advice given on the video to slow down applies double or even triple if you've got Mars and Shani in a fire sign. You've got to slow down because you get ahead of yourself and get yourself into a big fix many times. So it's really important to take everything at a very paced and slow way if you can. You have marvelous ideas. Put them slowly into action. That's the key. And watch for a really strong argumentative factor. It can really affect relationships. In a sign of Aries, it impacts career strongly, this Mars Saturn, because Saturn rules the 10th house from Aries. So obstacles, difficulty getting started, or impulsive moves can act against you. In Leo, it impacts relationships because Saturn rules the 7th house from the conjunction. So make sure that you're being open and honest in your relationship. Sometimes fearful factors come into relationships and you're afraid to really state your case. At the same time, don't overstate it. Don't become too dominating. It's a really difficult balance, but you have to try to find that. In the sign of Sagittarius, Saturn is the 2nd and 3rd lord, so family issues, financial issues, and difficulties with siblings are very often impacted strongly by this Mars-Saturn conjunction. When Mars and Saturn have gone into the earth signs, that means Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn, well now Shani is more stronger than Mars, and Mars is a little bit more stoic here, but he's not acting so impulsively. This makes you a perfectionist though. You can sometimes be over harsh on yourself and other people. You've got rock solid discipline. This is particularly so in Capricorn, where Mars is exalted, Saturn is in own sign. My goodness, there's nothing stops you when you put your mind to it. But as I say, be careful that you're not too perfectionist, putting too much pressure onto other people or even sometimes onto yourself. There's great skill also when you have this conjunction in Taurus and Virgo. You can have many skills in practical hands-on subjects, arts and crafts even. But do you truly believe in yourself? There's a very critical nature in both Taurus and particularly in Virgo. Try to be a little more kind to yourself even, so that you actually dare to do the things which you want to do. Slowly and cautiously push yourself forward. Now, when Mars and Shani are in the air signs, you're very concerned about society. You want to do something big in society. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You want to maybe work in law areas, justice areas, or even in social work. Something where you are giving something back to the world. In all of these signs, Mars and Saturn will definitely affect relationships. You see, Saturn is super strong here. It makes you a perfectionist in your relationships. You can be a little bit determined to have everything going your way. It doesn't matter whether it's friendships or marital relationship, and you can get into sticky arguments, sticky situations with your friends, colleagues, workmates, and partner in life. What it is that you have very strong ideas about things, because air signs are about mental factors. So you have very strong ideas of how you want things to be. Make sure you always choose compatible partners, or there can be major blow-ups in your friendships and relationships with this Mars-Saturn in all of the air signs. Mars and Saturn in the water signs is a real struggle, and primarily it's an emotional struggle. Saturn Mars in Cancer gives a troublesome upbringing, difficulties with your mother, difficulties with your early home life, with your country of origin. Sometimes you just want to escape, but then you keep on getting drawn back again. There's very heavy family karmas that you have to see to. Hard to get your home life steady and as you would like it to be. There's contention around you. Need to find a way to calm down emotional responses to other people and be more self-contained. Mars and Saturn in Scorpio, a very strategic mind, excellent for many business situations and also very good for research. But watch out for any manipulation, secretive factors behind the scenes, all sorts of trying to manipulate situations emotionally in relationships. It's all going to backfire. Mars and Saturn in Pisces gives a strong impetus towards service in the world. You want to do good for the greater good. You want to be of use to humanity. But Mars makes you a little bit going round in circles at times. You need to try to become more focused. You're extremely sensitive to other people as well. And this can actually affect self-confidence. Now, the house placements, as I've just said on the video, Mars and Shani in any house creates a sort of warfare going on. So when you have Mars and Shani in the Kendra, in the 1, 4, 7, 10, this atmosphere of being in a battle almost dominates your life. Mars and Shani in the first house, you're taking 10 steps forwards and 8 steps back, basically. So you only accomplish 2 steps at a time. Saturn is slowing down Mars's impulse. You will find this intensely frustrating in your life, but over time you can build solid structure in your life. Be a little bit more patient with yourself as well as with other people. Mars and Shani, 4th house, it's a difficult atmosphere in your home life. It's really contentious. Early family life may have been challenging too. And yet you can go into real estate and areas like this, and it can become profitable if there is good aspect. Mars and Saturn are quite contentious in the 7th house. Saturn wants that long-lasting committed relationship. It may take a while to find it, or when he does, he wants to stick with it. But Mars is independent. He's not really happy in this 7th house at all. It's his Molokastana, his weakest place to be. So you're always trying to accommodate spouse, but it always doesn't seem to work. It gets more and more tense. So the most important thing is to have enough space. You need space in a relationship. You need to have time to yourself in a relationship. Time apart can actually bring you closer together. Mars and Saturn in the 10th house is obviously going to bring you some great success in life because of your application, your determination, and your hard work. You can be a leader, most definitely go into management with this position. But here's the thing, at some point there can be sudden breaks, sudden challenges, and you've got to deal with them very sensitively to make them work for you. Sometimes a complete transformation takes place, and it's something which you just have to go with. But generally, Mars and Saturn does well in this 10th house over time if you can learn to go with the disruption. Thing is about Mars and Saturn 10th house, so you're not really a team player, you're entirely independent. Very often, sometimes you can do better working for yourself in a business situation if you have this in your chart. Now, Mars and Saturn in the 3, 6, 11 is generally a very good place to have this combination. This is the Upachaya group of houses. Upachaya houses get better over time. So you're very willful, very determined. You deal with enemies. You deal with conflict well. You can go into media careers sometimes, 3rd house, legal careers, medical careers, 6th house, and 11th house, even political careers. But here's the thing. You'll always have to deal with some enemies, with some competitors, and you have to be very cautious about impatience. Impatience is your worst enemy. 3rd house, sibling problems. 6th house, work colleagues. 11th house, problems with your friends always coming up. Try to find patience dealing with these situations, but many gains, many profits can also be there for you with Mars and Saturn in these houses. Mars and Saturn in the 2nd house. What's your ethics? Dealing with your finances, dealing with your family. The issue is that early family environment was probably very insecure, very difficult with this Mars Saturn 2nd house, and that stays with you. You're seeking security above all things, and you're aggressive trying to find that. You can actually be very good dealing with money, building up a real stockpile in this life with shrewd action. Make sure that you don't have too much family contention though, because ultimately you need your family there for you also. Mars and Saturn in the 5th and the 9th house trine houses is not easy because these are two malefic planets together in a very dharmic trine situation. So Mars and Saturn can give difficult educational factors. There can be breaks in your education, either 5th or 9th house. There can be difficulty dealing with father, mentors, teachers, and children also in either of these houses. Finally, Mars and Saturn in the Dustana houses in the 8th and 12th house gives enormous power to your ability to study, to research. Mars rules astrology. You can be a great astrologer or someone who takes a real interest in this in the 8th and the 12th house. With the 8th house, Mars and Saturn better working for yourself than in a partnership. In business, it could become contentious. Problems with your in-laws also. You keep a lot of your thoughts to yourself, but are you needing to do that quite so much? Open up and find more trust with other people. Mars and Saturn in the 12th house powers up your subconscious mind, something incredible really. You can have great ideas for novels, screenplays, all creative work, especially when you've got Venus, Mercury involved in this conjunction. But Mars and Saturn can also take you into contentious situations when you go into foreign land. You can also get a very active dream life with this Mars Saturn. By analysing your dreams, you can get the most tremendous information to help you in life. You can also control expenses well with these two malefics in your 12th house. Finally, get in touch with your fears periodically, because fears and phobias can get out of control with this Mars Saturn 12th house. Remedies are definitely needed when you have Mars conjunct Shani, just to calm yourself down and to get yourself into a more focused mindset, because slowing everything down, as I've said a few times on the video, is the key to containing the energy. Fasting on a Tuesday is your topmost day really to take a fast. It's very important. Some of the most difficult Mars Shani karma seem to be happening on Tuesday to people. It needs to be a whole day fast, not just the daytime, because Mars becomes stronger in the evening. If you can add Saturday fast as well, sometimes that will definitely help. Very important indeed is to become vegetarian if you have this Mars Shani in your chart. If you are not already, consider becoming so on a permanent basis. It will definitely help you, because without that you are continually stirring up just more of these difficult Mars karmas. Finally, but definitely not least, your greatest helper if you have Mars Shani is Hanuman. Hanuman is the Mars energy at the topmost devotional stage. He will help you contain Mars and manage these Mars Shani karmas most definitely. Worshipping him on Tuesday, Saturday, listening to Hanuman Chalisa Tuesday, Saturday will calm your mind and help you find the right path. If you are female, you may find that worshipping Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman may be more appropriate, because Hanuman is brahmachari. On your screen right now, check out the karmas by sign of both Mars and Saturn. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now and God bless everyone.